Sul Sul, welcome back to Maritello Reads, where I read anything I find interesting. Today, we're going to go through Tier 4 of the Childhood Trauma Iceberg. If you haven't watched the previous videos, check those out first. I've made a playlist of my iceberg videos if you need to catch up. If you want to follow along, I posted the link to this chart in the description below. And with that, grab a drink and a snack, and let's dive right in. Shay St. John was a fictional character used in YouTube videos. The story behind Shay St. John is that she was originally a model until she got into an accident that left her horribly disfigured. She decided that she wanted mannequin parts instead of standard prosthetics and is now making videos on YouTube. This channel was very creepy, and I can't tell you how many times Shay St. John's face was on YouTube thumbnails for creepy videos. The creator of Shay St. John, Eric Fortner, unfortunately passed away in 2010, and the channel was terminated by YouTube in 2017 for terms of service violations. There are, of course, re-uploads to preserve this little bit of YouTube history, so people will be able to see this mannequin head girl for years to come. Splatter is a project made by Jason Clottey that basically turns your favorite Warner Brothers cartoons into gory scenes. They take the violent parts of cartoons like Looney Tunes and Tom and Jerry and add blood and more realistic unaliving scenes. Stumbling upon these scenes would be absolutely disturbing for a younger audience. Boo! Did I scare you? Hi, this is your regular reminder to like this video and subscribe to my channel. Last time I looked at my stats, you are all watching my videos, but only 6% of y'all are subscribed, so let's fix that. I told y'all I wasn't going to stop these self-promos until you subscribe. Maybe. Okay, I'm sorry for ambushing you with that promo, but if you've seen this video before, you would thank me. This is a news report where you can supposedly see Michael Jackson's ghost, but instead, you get jump scared by a zombie-like figure. This kind of clickbait is why I have trust issues now. This is about a scene in Toy Story 2. For background information, Andy is playing with Buzz and Woody before he takes Woody with him to camp. Unfortunately, Andy accidentally rips Woody's arm and his mom puts him on a shelf, which for toys is basically a death sentence. He has a nightmare while on the shelf that Andy returns from camp and decides to throw Woody away. I can tell how such a surreal scene like this could make some children feel uncomfortable, but personally, I didn't feel uneasy or anything while watching the movie. Final Destination is yet another horror movie franchise. I'm not going to dwell too much into this. If you saw my video in Tier 3, you know that I don't understand why these deaths need to be talked about in depth. They're horror movies. These deaths are gory and brutal, and these are part of the reasons that the movies are so popular. Anyway, as expected, these deaths are all very creepy and very brutal. Very scary for a kid to stumble upon. Can we move to the next one now? King Boo is the main antagonist of the Luigi's Mansion games. He's much larger than the boos and ghosts that you encounter throughout the game. Luigi's Mansion is like kid creepy, so a much younger kid might be creeped out by the game in general, but since King Boo is made to look more intimidating, it can freak a child out. It gives the same effect as Giga Bowser from Tier 1 that we discussed earlier in this Iceberg series. The most brutal metal scream is from a music video for Dig by the band Mudvayne. The original music video features the band in creepy face makeup. Maybe this is what got people uncomfortable. There have been some pretty great edits of the scream. I mean, as someone who listens to a lot of metal, I wouldn't say this is the most brutal metal scream. I mean, I unironically like the song as is, but the edits are also really fun. I'm not sure if this iceberg is referring to the actual song or the edits, but either way, I suppose the band's appearance could freak a kid out. I am so happy someone brought these up because I thought these were a fever dream. These were PSAs on Nickelodeon done in black and white to parody old 50s ads. The two I remember were about eating too much sugar and about flatulence. I think this was supposed to be comical, but with the puppets they used mixed with a black and white film, it just came off as creepy. These aired when I was about 6 and is something that I found a bit unsettling personally. If you are a simmer like I am, by the way, if you want to watch some Sims videos or video game theories or any related content like that, check out my original channel, then you probably heard of this story. There was a mod made for The Sims 2 where you could put your baby on the grill, cook it, and serve it for dinner. The craziest part is when everyone's taken a piece, the only thing ever remaining of the baby is its head. There's a ton of videos out there of people using this mod and making their own videos of this. The way I learned about it was a Reddit post about the worst things that people have done to their Sims. If I can find the Reddit post, I'll put a link in the description of this video. I know in the previous tier we talked about the Smile and Cupcakes videos from Mr. Davey, and now we're going to look into some more creepy My Little Pony stuff. Rainbow Factory was a creepypasta that was a fan fiction made of the My Little Pony characters. Scootaloo fails a flight exam when she goes to help a friend who's injured themselves during the exam. They're all sent to the Rainbow Factory where no pony has ever seen before. It turns out that any flying pony that fails their exams is unalived, their essence used to make rainbows, and the person in charge of this facility is none other than Rainbow Dash. She berates Scootaloo for failing her exam, explaining how she trained her as best as she could to not end up here. It's honestly a very sad and creepy story, and if you're sensitive to gore and just emotional stories in general, I wouldn't recommend reading it. This is a very vague entry. I'm not sure what this was originally meant. Girl ghost. When you look something that vague up, you get a ton of results, and I'm not sure which one is the correct one. So I'm just going to talk about girl ghosts in general. There's something about a ghost of a little girl that can make someone feel uneasy. Maybe because it means they were taken too soon, or a creepy girl spell is just too much for people. It could be like haunted dolls, taking something originally meant to be sweet and innocent and making it creepy and disturbing. I really don't know, but something about little girl ghosts makes them creepier than any other ghost. I remember watching, I believe, Ghost Hunters with my mom when I was younger. There was a random voice in, I want to say it was a ship or a hotel or something, and she was just singing over and over, "I'm hiding, can you find me?" And I can't for the life of me find this video, but I swear it happened. Maybe at some point I fell into a different dimension. Anyway, back to the tier list. Lavender Town is a creepypasta based on a supposed town in the Pokemon Red and Blue game. The grass is purple, there's unsettling music in the background, and there's a cemetery located in the town, implying that Pokemon can be unalived permanently. There's an urban legend about the situation called Lavender Town Syndrome that appeared shortly after the game was released. Apparently, there was a rise in children aged 7 to 12 unaliving themselves in Japan shortly after the game came out. The blame was on Lavender Town. The disturbing music had a tone in it, referred to as the lavender tone, that only children could hear. The lavender tone was said to be responsible for over 200 children unaliving themselves. Ones that didn't complained of frequent headaches after listening to the Lavender Town music. The entire story, thank goodness, has proven to be untrue, but it still gets the gears in one's head turning. Is there a frequency that could cause this mass panic, or is it false, like the brown tone? This itself is a crazy moment in history. I could do a whole video on this supposed sorcerer and his insane death, but since this is a childhood trauma iceberg, it's probably referring to the movie Anastasia, which is based off the Russian Revolution of 1917, where the Romanov family were all unalive, but Anastasia's body wasn't found with her siblings. It was such a big mystery that it inspired the animated movie. The antagonist of the movie was Rasputin, who was close to the real-life Romanov family. His actual death is absolutely crazy, but in the movie he's stuck in limbo after cursing the Romanov family for all of them to perish. And all but one did. Since the curse wasn't complete, Rasputin couldn't be at peace, so he attempts to unalive Anastasia, aka Anya, throughout the movie, only for his relic to be destroyed, the escaped demons taking him, and he melts into a writhing skeleton on the ground. It is very creepy for its time, but it's not the most brutal cartoon death, as we've discussed in higher tiers. And we have even more cartoon and lives to look at. Tree Chunks is a character from Adventure Time, and she is this sweet little elephant who is just the cutest little thing. Why is it always such a sweet, cute sidekicks that always seem to go? I mean, seriously, this happens all the time. Anyway, Tree Chunks wants to go on a quest for a crystal apple, but when she actually gets a bite of it, she explodes. What a way to go. I hate when they take the sweetest characters from shows and just brutally end them like this. And to see the sweetest little elephant just explode on the screen definitely scarred some people. Keeping with Adventure Time, we're going to talk about Finn's guardian angel. His guardian angel saves him. She says she's going to take Finn to the Crystal Eye, where she's going to cook him and eat his flesh. It's then revealed that this isn't a guardian angel, but a monster trying to eat Finn, and her true face is shown. Nightmare fuel for sure. This one is pretty self-explanatory, so I'm not going to go too much into detail, but in Grand Theft Auto, there's a UFO that can be found. This has led to a rumor where you can also find Bigfoot in the forest if you look around. There are many fake videos out there, but no one has actually found Bigfoot in the actual game. Cute Things Exploding is a YouTube channel that edits in explosions on cute animals and famous videos like the dramatic chipmunk and make it look like the animals explode. If a child wandered onto the site just to see bunnies blowing up, it could really freak them out. This is why YouTube Kids is a good idea. So there's less chance for them to see content like this. But in the early days of YouTube, this wasn't a thing. I was waiting to see how long it was going to take before I got to talk about the grim adventures of Billy and Mandy, another Cartoon Network classic and another show full of nightmare fuel like Courage the Cowardly Dog. In this episode, the gang visit the Halls of Time. Their hourglasses are put back upside down, reversing the time of the characters. And there's this creepy moment where Grim is holding like embryo versions of Billy and Mandy until they disappear. The episode ends with Grim also disappearing and the episode ending. Unresolved and creepy episode. No waking up from a dream, no reversal, nothing. An anticlimactic ending to a really unsettling episode. And that concludes Tier 4 of the Childhood Trauma Iceberg. If you're enjoying this iceberg so far, please like that video and subscribe to my channel for more content. Let me know in the comments below if there are any other icebergs I should check out. Make sure to hit the bell so you're notified as soon as I post another video. I typically try to post every day, but due to certain circumstances, I haven't been able to. And with all of that out of the way, I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye! I know the video already ended, but I wanted to kind of just appreciate this nice little refresh that my avatar has had. I wanted to give a shout out to Nick Has Wings for doing this for me. I'm going to put a link for their TikTok and Instagram in the description below as well, but please show them some love. They did an incredible job on my refresh, and I love my character so much, and I hope y'all enjoy it as much as I do. Okay, now it's actually goodbye.